So, this happened earlier this month. I am a 20 female and decided to go to Spain for the summer to be an AU pair. Sadly, this didn't work out due to weather conditions as well as flight cancellations. I helped them find another AU pair, though. So I live in West Virginia. Those of you who have been or live here know that there is only one major airport in the state. Yeager Airport, CRW, and it's small compared to many other states. So nothing eventful happened between CRW and Charlotte, CLT. I had a 5-hour layover originally at CLT, but due to bad weather in Miami, I was stuck for 3 extra hours. When boarding came around, the usual families with young kiddos, elderly, people with disabilities, and first class go first. I have generalized anxiety disorder and was allowed to board with the first group if I wanted to. I took the option as I was already stressed out and just wanted out of the huge airport. As I was walking to get in line, this obnoxious voice comes from behind me. "Excuse me, you aren't disabled." I turn around and sigh as I see the Karen with her 2 teenagers beside her. Me. Actually, I have generalized anxiety disorder. The airline is letting me board early if I want to. Karen. Well, for someone with anxiety, you're pretty damn calm. I roll my eyes and grab my carry-on and walk to the gate, giving the person my ticket and boarding the plane. I get to my seat and get comfortable. The flight was uneventful, minus some unexpected turbulence before landing. Miami, MIA, was also kinda uneventful until on the flight to go to O'Hare ORD. Yep, I'm never booking a flight through Expedia again. I wasn't so stressed out because the weather was great from MIA to ORD, and the wait time was only 2 hours. So I boarded the plane during my time and sat down in my seat. Well, a few moments later, this nice old man comes and asks if he can squeeze by so he can get to his seat window. I let him by, and the row is now full. The last person to board is a Karen. The first thing she does is walk to the row in front of me and demand the window seat. When the woman refused, she called an attendant over and told her the issue. K2. This woman won't give me my seat. Oh, let me see your ticket stub so I can check the seat number, miss. NW, here is mine. A. After checking nice woman's ticket, Karen, your seat is in the back of the plane. Please stop bothering other passengers. That ended that Karen's rage moment. Later, I found out that she was the nice old man's daughter. Feel bad for him. Now, this one I witnessed as I was waiting on my homebound flight due to my last one to Spain being canceled due to a hurricane or something. We got to ORD smoothly, and there wasn't any issues until they canceled the flight to Madrid. I was honestly kind of expecting it, so I wasn't bothered much by it. I just asked if they would be helping me return home, and they said, of course. So I left the American Center and went to Spirit Airlines. They had one leaving to CRW in 2 hours, so I gave them the voucher. About 5 minutes into waiting, I heard screaming and, like everyone else did, walked to see what is going on. There was this couple, Karen 3 and Ken, who were screaming at the lady behind the counter due to their flight to Vegas being canceled due to poor weather conditions. This was in United. K3, get us on! Our effing flight now! UL, ma'am, as I have said multiple times now, the flight has been canceled due to bad weather in Texas. We can issue you a voucher for the total cost of the flight or book you for the next available option. Ken, no, we are getting on. That mother effing plane now. At this point, security had been called and came to dissipate the situation. They also cleared the area. Before I boarded, though, both of them were arrested for drug smuggling. They had cocaine and weed in their bags. Years ago, working in a care home, the person I was supposed to be working with didn't show up for work. As per policy, I called the office and the on-call manager came to cover but logged onto the desktop computer to do some essential work, finding an icon linking to a particularly dodgy website. Cue huge investigation into the whole team who blamed me as they thought that I had reported them. Led by the bullying manager, let's call him Bully, I then had the joy of multiple malicious complaints. The area manager turns up one day, and me and my friend who were on shift are accused of stealing toiletries 3 weeks after they were bought. Friend and I found every single item and proved it was an unfounded accusation. Another day, I had a grievance raised by one of Bully's minions against me for taking too long to do the home's huge food shop at the supermarket, 1 hour and 30 minutes. I explained that the van broke down twice, a fault that was known and getting fixed, but the minion tried to say that I should have called. I again explained that I did, but the minion was on the phone. Minion said that she had only called her husband for 45 minutes and her friend for 30, but she had checked the last number that had called afterwards to check that she hadn't missed any calls. I had to explain to the minion that it only works if the call can connect. Minion got in trouble for personal calls. Oops, another strike against me, somehow. I got a promotion to another care home in the company. Bully wrote an awful reference, so bad, thankfully, that the hiring manager didn't believe it and gave me the job. Bully then wrote multiple complaints to various senior management and to the regulatory body about my promotion and why it wasn't fair. Hiring manager was able to evidence that the recruitment had followed all processes and that I was the highest scoring candidate. Complaints dismissed. Every couple of months, Bully would write another round of complaints with more reasons, but they were always dismissed. Eventually, I left the company for another promotion to another care home. All quiet for a while until that manager left. The new manager was announced, and you've guessed it, it was Bully. I spoke to the area manager to explain the situation, but concerns were dismissed. Nothing for it but to keep my head down and cover my backside. I raised a few concerns with the area manager about Bully's behavior, like announcing my pregnancy to the whole team when we were still waiting on confirmation and I'd asked him not to. Some bad management decisions but nothing done, and I was told just to get on with it. I kept a record but moved to a different site due to my pregnancy and didn't see much of him. Then I went off to have my baby. I came back from my maternity leave, and we now have a new area manager, day one back. The new area manager sits me and my newly hired colleague down and asks about the situation in the home. Whilst I've been off, the home has deteriorated. Bully has allowed the staff to do what they want, and it's chaos. Regulatory bodies have inspected and the home is rated poor. They want to shut us down. The new area manager has 6 months to turn it around. I tell new area manager that I am not surprised and explain my concerns. He notes down all concerns, including bullying from previous role. He then asks us to report any concerns directly to him. 1 month later, Bully is under investigation for all of the bad practice reported. He gets fired and I'm offered his job. He can't apply for a job with other care homes because my evidence was submitted to the regulatory body, including reporting his multiple complaints. They were anonymous but quite unhinged, and they won't give him a registration. You need registration to hold the job. To add insult under my management, the care home went from poor to good in 5 months. My little brother-in-law, known from here out as LB, told me about a decent-sized Facebook group devoted to a type of collectible we are both into. I joined the group and he told me about this great deal he took part in. The group has sponsored vendors, aka people who throw a few bucks at the group's mod and they get a shiny star saying everyone should trust them. Keyword should. That stated, LB tells me about a particular vendor who was running this deal. Read scam. Another bit of pertinent info. These collectibles, there are common ones and rare ones. The rare ones are worth many times more than the commons and are generally available to the public. The company puts out the rares at a set ratio like 1 in 20 on the shelves. Will be rare, but for the same retail price as the commons. Although some stores will grab it and jack the price up to make up for the price of the commons, which don't sell as quickly. That all being said, this vendor was offering a type of gamble. They would show a picture of a dozen or more of the collectible, but with many more of the rares than would normally exist with that many commons. All you have to do is pay a price that is higher than the retail price for the commons, and you have way better odds at getting a rare one. My LB thought he was slick and got around 3, 4 from the person playing the odds that he should get at least 1 rare for less than the book value eBay cost. Immediately, my nonsense meter goes off. Quick math says when all his merch sells, which they stated needs to happen before they ship anything out. Odd, it goes for way under book value in a group of nothing but people marking things up to make an immediate profit. As in, some of these collectibles come out and after costing around $15–20, they get a day one book value of 200 plus. So there is some real profit to be made. But not this guy. Also, he is selling these deals to minors. So I go look up the post and the vendor, no exaggeration, sells out his stock in just under 30 minutes of posting almost 2K worth of inventory. Seeing that, I almost reconsider that I might have jumped to the wrong conclusion, thinking that a scammer would get called out really quickly in a community like this. So I posted a very polite question asking what proof we get that they ship out the rares and not just commons. Immediately, they start giving me a hard time saying I am ruining the good times everyone is having with his sale. Also, they have done this repeatedly and have sent out tons of rares. I just have to search for all the happy customers posting pics in the group. I'm now thinking I messed up. Off, I go to look at all these pictures. Magically, there is only one picture of all the dozens of rares they claim to have sent out, and wouldn't you just know it was the cheapest rare available at the moment. So now I know something's up, and I'm mad they took my LB's money for what will be effectively overpriced commons when they sell for way under retail from multiple large sources. Overnight things blow up on Facebook. The vendor gets a buddy or two to start messaging me telling me the commons they got are great. What? And I need to get lost and stop ruining the fun and good times for everyone. They kept using that as the main attack on me. Apparently asking for what is promised is no fun for anyone. The idiot starts then asks me to take down the questions I ask, and then offers me a rare just to shut up and go away. I decline the offer. Then he tells me I need to take it down or the cops will be called and I will be removed from the group that pushed me over the edge. Now I was on a mission, so I started Googling the company. First thing I find is a negative review that is buried by replies from the owner and his friends and partner, slamming this kid for complaining about them charging a 30% reshelving fee for shipping him a damaged item in an undamaged box. Unluckily for the owner of this company, I'm a stay-at-home dad with odd hours of free time. I basically became a semi-pro reviewer in my free time. I have some special crap with Amazon because my reviews have been liked so often. They also sent me some kind of offer with Amazon Next Generation. So my reviews seem to hold some weight with them. Google too. I got into the beta of Google Guides, the service where you review anything and everything and get points. Last time I checked, I was level 7 plus due to a couple bored, slightly buzzed nights out and about leading to some stupid but popular reviews. Basically, I just searched for everywhere you could review his company and didn't leave a negative review. 1 star, of course, but one with screenshots asking, is this legit? What do you think? The majority of them blew up. Also contacted Amazon with the same screenshots asking if they were interested in knowing a vendor was self-reviewing their own business listing. They are an owner, big no on Amazon, and are running gambling offers to minors, another big no in their particular state. Now I have the top half dozen posts when you Google this person's company, with almost daily replies of more and more people coming out of the woodwork calling this company out. 72 hours later, they are no longer on Amazon. Their business had started out with a 4.75 star rating average. Now it's 2. They did get me kicked from the group, but an ALT account magically got the word and reviews out to the rest of the group, whose numbers have dropped post this. Wonder why? I am quite okay with not being in a scammer-supported Facebook group,